What's up, guys? Welcome back to PitchPassPod, week 2 of the playoffs this week. It's going to be great. We're getting some interesting matchups. But first, as always, I'm Brett,
And it's me, Brando.
and we are very excited for these games. We know we're uploading this a little bit later than we usually do.
Yeah.
Both had some shit going on this week, but I am ready to get into this. I am excited to talk about some of these games. We want to talk about the wild card round a little bit first, because there was also some interesting stuff that happened there. So, do you want to just hop in with Seahawks 49ers?
Yeah, let's just do it. This game was so close in the first half.
Yes.
Um, Honestly, it looked like the Seahawks were gonna have a chance of maybe upsetting the 49ers,
Yeah.
and then they just got boat raced in the second half.
They got penalized, is what happened. It was just a discipline thing. Like, it's impressive that they've had so many young guys starting and playing so well, but when you hit that, like, later in the third quarter mark, and they got, like, 3 penalties back to back, I was like, oh, it's over. You're fucked. I was like, the Niners going up by this much this late, your defense is getting tired. You're done. You're cooked.
And just absolutely phenomenal plays by Debo Samuel.
Yes, dude.
Game. Christian McCaffrey had a good game.
Yes.
And also Brock Purdy looked a little rough in the first half. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Looked like a rookie in the first half. Second half, turned it around. Really just started ripping it.
Yeah.
They're a dangerous team going forward, and honestly, they're my pick to represent the NFC right now. I think if they're just such a buzzsaw. I think even if they're running to the Eagles, they're gonna win.
I I'll talk about we'll talk about it when we get there. But I'm sticking with the Eagles for now. My original pick was the 49ers, and then when Trey Lance got injured in the beginning of the season, I changed it to Eagles.
Honestly, I think they're my Super Bowl pick at this point.
The Niners?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win
Yeah.
it all.
All right.
I think they're honestly on a run.
We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
The Niners just have a much more complete team than the Seahawks. The Seahawks have a lot of young guys, and like we said, they're doing a really great job of keeping it disciplined and in line. But as soon as they started getting penalized, that was it. It was over.
They're just too good of a team, and
You can't make mistakes. That's
once you start getting into those when you start getting to second and long, third and long against this defensive line and this pass rush, and you're allowing Nick Bosa start teeing off on you, it's not going to go well for you.
No.
That allows their secondary to get more aggressive as well, and try to force more turnovers, and it just sucked.
Yeah.
You know that the Seahawks just ran into a buzzsaw. This is the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I honestly think the Seahawks could have beaten the majority of the other teams in the NFC, but this one was
If the Seahawks would have had the Vikings or the Giants, low-key, they would have made it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe not the Cowboys.
Yeah, that one could have gone either way.
Same with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay would have gone either way, too.
I think they probably would have beaten Tampa, but
I mean, they lost them during the regular season.
Yeah, that's true.
Chargers, Jaguars. The Chargers.
What happened?
Literally, they were up 27 points. And I was watching this game at a dog bar.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, they're going to come back because Trevor Lawrence looked so confident still, even after that fourth interception.
Yeah, I was just saying something.
Just not rattled at all, and just went on to just score 4 touchdowns in a row, and then put his team in position to win the game.
Yeah, when I was watching this game, I stopped watching right before the half, when the Chargers were up 27-0. I was like, or whatever it was, I was like, dude, it's over. We were having game night with my parents. I was like, it's over.
Nope.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. It's fine. And then something in me was like, why don't we watch the second half? Why don't we start watching again in the third quarter? And I was like, oh,
they're coming back.
and then Yeah.
You see the time that's left.
Yes.
And you're just like, oh, they're playing this pretty well right now because they're scoring quickly.
Yeah. The one thing that I will
Trevor
say.
Lawrence can score fast.
Yes, definitely. The one thing I will say is Joey Bosa was right in this game that the Jaguars offensive lineman did start off early and the no call, but like I don't know. There's no reason that y'all should have blown that lead.
Hey, it's okay to try to find things to blame other than yourself when a lead like that gets blown.
Yeah.
You know what you should be blaming?
The coach.
The man who got fired.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator. Because that offense wasn't scoring anymore.
Okay, so what's up with that offense? Like, always going for it on, like, 4th and 2. And they're like, we're going to, either settle for a field goal or
play calling is just not great either on a lot of the 4th down decisions.
Yeah.
I think they're the correct decisions when Brandon Staley decides to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
I just think the play calling has been the issue. And also the personnel in this game.
Yeah.
Why did you play Mike Williams last week? The last week of the season when you didn't need to win that game? You couldn't move in standing at all. It didn't matter if you won or lost.
I said it. I can't tell you how many times. Chargers are going to Charger. I told everybody. I told everybody. I want to see Justin Herbert make a playoff run. I told everybody. But he's not going to get the chance to. He's not.
He might if they find the right offensive coordinator. They need to find the right OC, and you know what I would absolutely love to see them do in the offseason? I want them to see either them draft Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Or go out and try to trade for Brandon Cooks from the Texans.
Yes. Yep. I completely. That was my number one landing spot for him. Right there with you.
I mean, if we can get Mike Williams back healthy, Keenan Allen is still a great route runner and can still do well in the slot. Brandon Cooks is still a consistent deep threat.
Yeah. Let me here. Let me read this to you real quick. Keenan Allen only played in. I don't know how many games he played in this year, but on 66 receptions, he had 752 yards. Not bad for someone who was injured for half the season. Like,
yeah. I will also say I wish I would have paid more attention to my phone during this game and live bet on the Jaguars during this.
Definitely same.
Did you see the guy that lost $1.2 million?
Yeah. Oh, that one. I thought you were there's a guy who
live bet on the Chargers during this game. $1.2 million when they were up 27-0.
Oh no.
Oh no is right.
That sucks. There's the video of the guy sleeping in the living room, and he put a I thought that's the one you're talking about. He put $1,500 down on the Jaguars to win. So he fell asleep at halftime, and his friends woke him up at the end of the game, and his face was just pure fucking bliss.
Dude, when did he place that bet? Please tell me it was when the odds were wild when they were down 27.
No, he placed it before the game. It was unfortunate, but
if he would have placed it when the odds were wild, he would have been a degenerate.
Yeah.
2, madly happy at the end of that game. But anywho, shout out to Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Shout out to Peters, their head coach.
Yes.
It is absolutely fantastic how Doug Peters has turned around the Jaguars in his first year as head coach. And it is so crazy how much of a glow up you saw in head coach in between last year and this year.
Yeah. Night and day difference.
Doug Peters is a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yes.
And this Jaguars team, they're frisky.
Yes.
They're a frisky playoff team. They're the quote unquote team you don't want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not quite a dark horse because you acknowledge the talent, but they're kind of one of those oddball teams that everybody was like, oh, the roster isn't good enough to compete. Well, here they are, bitch.
It's kind of weird. They're kind of like the way their team is built.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll save this for when we actually get to next week's matchup. Okay. We need to keep going for the recap.
Yeah.
Dolphins,
Bills. Yeah. Skylar Thompson. almost did enough.
Shabby. Not too shabby. Still 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
You know, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
18 to 45. That still fucking sucked. But you're a third string quarterback. You're a rookie. You're dueling with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And you still almost won. You came very close in this game. And here's the thing that I've been preaching all season.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the Bills overcame this and won this game.
Yeah.
They're a great team. Josh Allen and his turnover problem, and with him taking so many sacks, that is eventually going to be their Achilles heel that kills them. And I think that's what's going to end up drowning them in this Bengals game.
So we talked about this last night, but Josh Allen had 19 total turnovers. I think that was in the regular season. That might have included last week, but he had a 3-game stretch where he had 7 turnovers in the middle of the season. And I think, honestly, like, if you look at the stats, like, Skylar Thompson put up 220 yards. That's not fantastic. It was really spread around. That's a good thing. They had no run game. I understand they're playing from behind, so I completely understand that. But I don't think they should have completely abandoned it, especially after they started scoring again. But Jeff
Wilson is a good running back.
Yes.
Like, what he can do against their defensive line and their linebackers.
Yes.
I get it. They have a fantastic linebacker tandem, but don't go away from it. And maybe something I wish the Dolphins would have also done more in this game.
Yeah.
Find more ways to get Tyreek Hill involved in the run game as well. He only had 2 carries, 5 yards, but find more ways. Fuck it, just line him up as the running back, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. The thing that I want to...
And Jalen Waddle,
yeah,
his drops in this game also...
Exactly. Yes, literally that's what I was about to say. The thing that I want to focus on is Jalen Waddle is such a fantastic player and athlete, but he only had 3 receptions in this game on it was at least 7 targets. Yeah, see, damn, I was right on the money. The Finns defense.
Tyreek Hill had 15 targets.
Yeah, exactly.
69 yards.
Nice.
Not his usual either. Tyreek Hill was pretty contained.
Well, you also have to think quarterback. I mean,
I know quarterback and also the defense you're playing against. These corners are pretty. Kyer Elam and Tre'Davious White are fantastic corner tandem.
So the Finns, I really, really liked what I saw out of their defense. Obviously, you're playing at a disadvantage with your offense, right? Like, you have Skylar Thompson. They have probably one of the most gifted physically quarterbacks that the game has ever seen, because he has a rocket launcher for an arm, and he is, 6'5" and 240 pounds. Like,
absolute tank for the ball.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is something to go up against. He's very tough.
So you definitely, I think definitely give Miami credit. What they do next year will kind of determine how this matchup could potentially look in the future. But the thing that is certain is Miami needs a consistent quarterback.
And also shout out to them being able to do it defensively, being able to take advantage of Josh Allen's things that he doesn't do well, to be able to force those turnovers and score off them as well.
Giants. Vikings.
Let's go. Let's go on to the next game, Giants Vikings, as I like to call it, the Fraud Bowl.
Yeah, I believe you took the Vikings in this one, and I took the Giants in this one.
I did take the Vikings one, and you were right on the money, my friend.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley also scoring this game. That was awesome. That
was
dope to see him scoring twice.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Saquon.
He's
one of him and Christian McCaffrey, my 2 favorite running backs in the league.
Brees is definitely up there for me. But
that's very understandable. I'm excited for Bijan Robinson to get in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
This game, they contained Justin Jefferson in this game pretty well.
Yeah. They definitely did.
He only had 7 receptions, 47 yards. But I will say T.J. Hawkinson was damn near putting them on his back.
Yeah.
10 receptions, 29 yards.
Yeah.
KJ Osborne scored a touchdown, but didn't do much else outside of that. Adam Thielen also shrunk up in this game. Irv Smith had 1 catch for a touchdown.
The Hottie effect.
Okay, I will also say 3 tight ends on the Vikings roster can all make plays.
Yes, definitely. But Irv Smith Jr. he had the Hottie buff, so He had to score.
Um, what if the Vikings went out and signed Tom Brady? I know they can't. Well, they can't.
Yeah, no.
They have to. Dead money with Kirk Cousins' contract's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
I
that
kind of
would
hope they
fuck
did
you.
trade up and draft Anthony Richardson.
Dude, I literally same. That that would make me
I would
so
love
happy.
that marriage.
Yeah.
And then like maybe later on in this draft class, they draft a running back
Maybe this
because
is a hot take.
Dalvin Cook's getting old. Like you need to eventually replace him. And you did not look the same during this game.
No,
Well,
I agree.
he had a couple of nice plays, but still.
I wouldn't even be mad if they took Will Levis, honestly, because I don't hate Will Levis's fit with the Vikings. I don't like him like as a large scale prospect, like as an end game prospect, but it's kind of like a transitionary quarterback in a division that you can probably take advantage of for the next few years.
Nah, I don't. Okay, if I was a GM, I want no part of Will Levis.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If I'm trending up high enough to maybe get Will Levis, I'm just gonna get Stroud then. Stroud is essentially like the same physical prospect as Will Levis, but he's actually played better in college.
You have to trade up to like 4 though.
How high do you think I have to trade up for Levis? I mean, you're
inside top 10
and seeing how it falls at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Vikings need to make a change. Kirk his contract's too big. It hurts the team, and he just serial choke artist. So
serial choke artist.
Hey, give it up for Danny Dimes though, with like 380 yards.
I know. Dude, he did it rushing the ball. He did it passing.
Yep.
Something I love that they kept doing was getting him out of the pocket, making him seem like a threat to throw the ball, and then just doing routes off of that. It was very nice to see. A lot of bootlegs in this game.
So, an interesting...
Daniel Jones, is he a franchise quarterback?
I think it's debatable, but I think he's done enough this year to at least earn one more year.
Yeah. I don't think the Giants in this draft coming up will draft a quarterback. I think they will, and I think they do give Daniel Jones one more year.
Yeah.
Especially since maybe if you trade back, even there's a chance maybe team you trade back with, maybe if you get a first round pick, maybe if they suck next year, you can fall into getting a very good quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe. It also depends, dude. It's so interesting thinking about the draft, especially if NIL deals coming into play. Everyone's declared so far this year who's going to declare, who's an underclassman. But it's really interesting knowing how much that's going to factor into things.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's go on to our next game, Ravens-Bengals. This game was actually really fun because the Ravens defense was able to get a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow.
Yeah. This was Tyler Huntley's best game.
Oh, it was Tyler Huntley's best game. He came out and balled in this game. Yeah. Had a great game for a backup. It came down to that final play. They were on the goal line when the game was tied 17-17, and they were going to try to take the lead.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley is only 6'1". I don't get why he's trying to jump over the top of the line instead of trying to just go underneath or just plow in.
Yeah, it was
like lower your shoulder and get in. But what a great play by Logan Wilson, meeting him at the top, almost like blocking him at the rim for a dunk attempt. Ball comes out. Sam Hubbard. The fucking Cincinnati kid, the local. He has lived his whole life in Ohio, played at Ohio State. Fucking stud defensive end. Takes it back 98 yards for a touchdown. Longest defensive touchdown in playoff history.
Yeah, and dude, you saw him.
Fumble recovery. I think it's fumble recovery. Maybe not longest touchdown. I think it's at least longest fumble recovery.
Saw him with oxygen on the sideline immediately after.
Dude, he's a big boy, running 90 yards.
Yeah.
And he was running fast. Okay, I will also say, Mark Andrews has so much heart for almost running him down at the end of that play.
I know. And just absolute defeat of getting tripped up and tumbling. I was like, oh, rip. He just actually he didn't even tumble. He just ragdolled and just kind of just fell on his face.
Yeah, and it didn't help that the guy kind of blocked him in the back there at the end a little bit too.
Yeah.
Didn't get called, but
Should have.
hey, rule of cool, man. Just let him. If it's a dope ass play, let him play.
Yeah, I guess so. Fuck it. But
Fuck
yeah,
it.
the Ravens are nothing without Lamar.
Oh, dude, that's why John Harbaugh said that there's a 200% chance that Lamar's coming back because they're gonna give him whatever the fuck he wants. They're aware of it.
I really hope so.
And you know what? They're gonna probably. If I think the Ravens should try to draft a wide receiver in this draft class.
Yes.
Because you're not gonna get them in free agency as long as Greg Roman's your offensive coordinator.
No.
I'm not sure if he still is actually.
No, he got fired. He got fired.
Thank fucking goodness.
That was on
This
Tuesday.
I've been in training all week, so I'm a little behind on news.
Thursday.
So
that was Thursday. Officially noted that he got fired Thursday.
Fantastic. So they just need to bring in a good offensive coordinator. Maybe they'll get a free agent wide receiver to come in.
Maybe.
Play with Lamar. You know who would actually fit in really well with the Ravens
Julio.
and what they do?
I'm just kidding.
No.
No, I don't know.
Nash.
Who?
Alan Lazard.
Oh, Alan Lazard. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I think that would be a great fit because he's a big-bodied wide receiver.
Yeah.
He blocks extremely well, and he's faster than people will think he is.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
And with the way that Lamar Jackson likes to play and the way he throws up the football, I could definitely if Alan Lazard doesn't come back to Green Bay, I think him going to the Ravens would be the best possible fit for him.
That is a very likely choice. I agree. He would know that he has a good quarterback, and I think that I would probably agree with that. Honestly, I think the only situations you could argue that would be better would be Kansas City, but I don't think Kansas City would want to sign Alan Lazard. Maybe
they don't need him.
Yeah.
It's like a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
You know.
And then maybe the Chargers, but
I'll make a similar debate that the Chargers legit need a good deep threat that can do it either from the outside or the slot.
Yep.
I already said I would love them to get Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Then
I hope we get Jordan Addison, but
I don't think you guys are gonna draft a wide receiver, honestly.
oh man.
I think you guys are gonna probably either draft an offensive tackle or maybe a defensive end.
That would be interesting and make a lot more sense, but I want to see big plays.
You said I miss Tyreek Hill.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. The Bengals did pull this out. Great play by Sam Hubbard to win the game for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow pulling out another playoff win, has the Bengals record for playoff wins.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's the worst.
Quarterback, yeah, I know. I think he does. I'm pretty sure he does now. But anywho, Jamar Chase, 9 receptions, 84 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. No.
Their alpha receiver. I think him and T. Higgins are going to be big difference makers for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, in every single one of my parlays today, there were 2 things that I bet on. One of them I'll say in a little bit, but the other was a T. Higgins touchdown. I can feel it coming.
I think T. Higgins is going to have a big game against Buffalo again. But anywho, back to our final playoff game. Cowboys, Buccaneers. Dak Prescott had a phenomenal game after having a dog shit game the week before.
Yeah, but the 2 major factors to talk about. One, Brett Maher missing 4 extra points. Like, what?
I know. They brought in another kicker just in case, man. Like,
well, the kicker that they had, I believe he was on the 49ers. Both of their kickers have been on and released by 10 different teams. Fun fact. But the Cowboys just dominated. The Bucs did not get anything going until the second half.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Showing out.
Yeah. I think I said I liked Dalton Schultz last week too, but this week I don't. If you're watching this before placing bets, not a big fan. I think he's going to be used to pass block a lot. But this game was a hell of a send off for Brady.
Might I say also CeeDee Lamb scored a touchdown?
Yeah, I
I did call that last
Yes,
week.
yes, you definitely did. I thought that was the one that was gonna fuck you, but it ended up being the Mike
No,
Evans
just
touchdown that
Tampa
fucked you.
fucked me.
Yeah.
No, just Tampa completely. That was the real thing that did.
Yeah.
Um, who would have thought Julio Jones would have came back from the
Oh
grave
my
and
god, it was beautiful too. That was such a nice play.
yeah, I know.
I love Julio so much, man.
Yeah, but he needs to retire.
Well, you know what? Honestly, when he was healthy this year, emphasis on when he was healthy this year, he did look really good. So, if you're signing him as like a wide receiver 5 and you're signing him like to help him ring chase, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. You know who would sign him next year though?
Oh God,
We're
there's
gonna move on
plenty,
after this because
buddy. There's a lot of bad
he really
GMs.
dominated that game. And also, oh man, Tom Brady is also gonna lead this team.
Oh yeah, something else to mention. Tom Brady was 3 pass attempts away in this game from setting the record for most pass attempts in a game, and he was 4 pass attempts away from setting the all-time record for pass attempts at a game, including overtime games. So,
Yeah, and man, I don't think he's done, dude. I think Tom Brady's gonna keep swinging for one more Super Bowl.
he just might. He's given up everything for it. Why not?
He's a madman, and I love him.
Well, that makes one of us, but
I'm a fan. I became a fan of Tom Brady over the years, man. I used to not. I used to kind of hate him, but I don't know. I'm down for purely. I'm saying, nah, I'm gonna sacrifice everything to ring chase.
I became much more of a fan when he went to Tampa,
Everything.
but I just hate that Tom Brady is inevitable, and I don't want to see it anymore.
No, You know what? My top 2 locations for him to go is either Vegas or Miami.
Yeah, I figured.
I know, because I think either one he would be an absolute Death Star.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Both
give him
teams are
Devontae Adams or give him the fucking Tyreek Hill. He's gonna have to up those average depth of throws though if he wants to throw to Tyreek.
That's fine. He will. He has a strong enough arm still too. Imagine if Miami can also pull off a trade to like bring Mike Evans over.
Oh God, that would be the worst. That would be the worst because I'm a Tua fan, but I like the Dolphins as a whole, so I wouldn't be too upset about it. But
I mean, trade. Okay, if you're the Dolphins,
yeah,
you maybe just if Tom Brady signs with you,
yeah,
you dangle the hook of just trading Tua somewhere else then.
I mean, you probably could, but
or you just have Tua just wait behind Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Tom Brady for a couple more years.
I think after this year, teams would be much more.
Tua has been open before, when they were doing all that secret talks behind the scene. Tua's been open before of saying that he would sit behind Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So it's not the craziest thing for them to possibly just coexist. Tom Brady's always been open to being cap friendly as well.
Yeah.
Tom Brady makes so much money off the field.
Maybe, man. I don't know.
And also, the 2 biggest things to also me thinking Las Vegas or Miami.
State income
Nevada and Florida. Yeah, not Miami. Miami being in Florida, Las Vegas being Nevada. No state income tax. I get it.
Well, I mean, bottom line is Tom's not going to be in Tampa next year.
He's not. He knows the roster is getting depleted and guys are going to be leaving, and it's time to just dip. Because he's not as loyal to this team as he was to Patriots.
The LeBron James effect.
Oh, he's legit.
Yeah.
He's legit doing a full LeBron James. Yeah. You're not joking. You're 100% correct. You know what he wants to probably do?
Go to Miami. That's why I was making the comp.
Andy was the first one to take 2 different teams to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And win with 2 different teams. I bet you Tom wants to be the first to be the third.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would not be shocked. And also, I don't know, man. Where do you think Tom Brady will end up?
I don't really think you're wrong with either of those teams. Honestly, the fit that I personally like best is the Jets, just because they have such a good young core and they really are just a quarterback away. But
Ooh, yeah, I could see that too. Jets would be interesting.
yeah,
Tom Brady in New York. Tom Brady could handle New York.
I would prefer Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, but for Tom Brady, if you could pick any
Oh,
team in the league, I would probably say New York.
did you hear Joe Namath said that he's okay with unretiring number 12 for Aaron
Oh
Rodgers to come to the
shit.
Jets?
No, but I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, he said that, and I was like, ooh. Okay, you know what I really want?
What?
Them to give up so many picks for Aaron Rodgers.
For
Us
him
to
to
trade
retire.
him. Us to trade him to the Jets. And because we've traded a Hall of Fame quarterback to the Jets before. We did it with Brett Favre.
Yeah, it's true.
Um, then I want Jordan Love to just tank. Absolutely tank.
Yeah.
Eat dumb shit. Because I want Caleb Williams, goddammit. I want that kid. He is so fucking good. He is
Yeah.
the best quarterback prospect I have seen in a very long time.
Well, I think the Packers are kind of in a like split place right now because you have a lot of sorry, we won't keep this going too long, but the Packers are in like a really good place because they have some of those really great young pieces, but they also have a lot of guys who are either aging or whatever. And in the division that they're in right now, where the Lions are really stepping up, and they have some other teams that are really stepping up in here as well. I think it's going to be really difficult to continue trying to compete for the top of this division. So I think if they do end up having a down year, it might honestly be a lot better for the team long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should just kind of see how it goes, but they really need to get Jordan Love in. I agree with that.
Yeah, we need to see what Jordan Love can do. I want either Jordan Love to be a fantastic, and he's also this kind of quarterback too. He's either going to be fantastic or bad.
Yep, with really no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I don't want to see my Packers be bad, but I really want Caleb Williams, and I don't think there's any chance in hell that we can possibly accumulate enough draft capital to trade up for him.
No.
There's
No.
no chance the team's at number one. Even if a team has a veteran quarterback and they're at one, I don't think they'll move.
Yeah.
I think they'll legit just take him.
No, I think we're seeing what we're going to see is the like Victor Wembanyama effect, where teams are just going to start throwing themselves. Yeah.
Dude, I heard Champagne's opinion on Caleb Williams
Yeah.
is that he thinks Caleb Williams is going to force the NFL to do a draft lottery.
Exactly, literally exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that's probably a true statement.
Yeah, I'm.
But
Hey, them's the breaks.
I got some fun facts here for these teams for going into this week for the divisional round. So number one, did you know that since 2017, every single year since 2017, either the Jaguars or the Chiefs have played in the AFC Championship game, or was it divisional round game? One of the two. But every single year.
Either the Chiefs or the Jaguars have been like representative for the NFC Championship since 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Either the Jaguars or the Chiefs have been in that AFC Championship game, which
Yeah.
is fucking wild.
Especially considering the Jaguars are in that conversation. Yeah, Blake Bortles, baby.
Because they're the ones who started the streak, so that's that's like kind of the humor of it.
Yeah.
So no matter who wins, that streak's gonna keep going.
Exactly.
So light snow as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hop into this game instead of giving you the facts for the next few. I think that there are a couple things to really look at here. The last time that these two teams played, the Jaguars started mounting a comeback, and I think that's important to note. But
hey man, they're a frisky team.
Okay, here's what I have to say. Right?
Risky.
Andre Sisco, in the last matchup between these two teams, gave Juju a horrible concussion. Okay,
Dude.
like it was just a fucking horrible hit.
Dude, he's an old school style wide safety.
Yeah.
And he's Yeah, that was definitely a dirty hit. I agree. He shouldn't have led with his head.
So
that's 100.
What I'm going to say is now we have Kadarius Toney healthy. We don't have
Darius Tony's
Mecole.
going to be the X factor in this game.
We still don't have Mecole, which sucks. But I don't know if he would have made that much of a difference. I think it would have just backed the safeties up a little bit more, but I think it's fine. I will say,
Yeah, MVS should still play though.
yeah,
the deep threat is still there. The deep ball is going to still be there. Pardon me. MVS being in, the deep ball is going to still be there. The consistency of his hands is the question, but if he starts hauling in those 40, 50-yard catches, and he could also take some to the house.
yeah. So I think the thing to
You guys
look
should
at,
run the ball.
yeah, the Jaguars are going to play very, very physical in the secondary because it's going to be really, really hard to keep a lot of our guys contained, specifically Kelsey. It's really impossible to contain the most athletic receiving tight end that the game has ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think my prediction for this game is 31-27 Chiefs win. I think Evan Ingram is going to be the X factor for the Jaguars because we saw Christian Kirk get free in the last matchup, but I think now that we have a healthier roster and now that our defense is playing a little bit more cohesively, not sure what Frank Clark's exact status is, but I feel like we're going to be able to get after T-Law just a little bit more, and I feel like we're going to try to force him off of his first reads or make him throw to them very quickly. Because McDuffie's been playing really, really well, and Justin Reed's been playing really, really well. So I think that if we can take advantage of his overthrows just a little bit, obviously we saw the Chargers get fucked, but they're also the Chargers. Even if you get even if they get 4 picks in a game in a half, 4 picks and a half, and they still manage to lose a 20-point lead, like it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I think really the matchups are going to be containing the athletic tight ends and forcing quarterbacks to go through like full progressions instead of just finding their first read and bam. I think that's going to be the difference maker. I'm taking the Chiefs 31-27 in this game.
I'm a big fan for the Chiefs defensively because Jaguars are no slouch offensively. No. They can put up points, and Trevor Lawrence is playing with a lot of confidence. Zay Jones has come alive within the past couple of weeks and playing really well.
Yes.
Evan Ingram is looking like a legit tight end.
Yes.
I mean, but that's also Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson knows how to scheme up tight ends and get production on that position. This Jaguars team is coming in this game hot. Pretty much right after they lost that game to the Chiefs, their record afterward has been 7-1.
Yeah.
In their last 8 games after they lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This is a really hot football team coming in. I think they kind of found their way after that game because there's a confidence with this team that they can come back against anyone. We saw it against Dallas. We saw it against the Chargers. I know they chargered. But this is a legit football team. I think they're a lot better than the last time they played. Oh, man. Logically, I do think the Chiefs are probably going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're at home. Arrowhead is so fucking loud. And also, just Patrick Mahomes is an absolute animal. The Jaguars' defense, coverage-wise, I don't think they're going to really match up too well. I think they only have a couple of good players in coverage. Cisco, I get it, a hard-hitting safety, but he is pretty decent in coverage. Mm-hmm. Also, Leroy Jenkins has been making a lot of big plays lately.
Leroy! Sorry.
Jenkins. And but also, your guys' tackles have not been playing well. That's kind of also the strength.
Yeah.
This Jaguars defense is on the edges, especially when they can get into their lineup where they have Walker, Arden Key, and Josh Allen all out there. if they can get Josh Allen lined up against Wiley or Brown Jr. and get him one-on-one without anyone helping out,
Wiley's gonna be much better off, but not on the other side.
And I will say, having Campbell has had a very good season on the outside playing corner. I think he's going to probably take away whoever he's guarding, whether it's Smith-Schuster or MVS. I was talking to you about this last night. Mm-hmm. If I was the Jags, I would low-key just have him follow Travis Kelce.
Yeah. That would be the smart thing.
That's easier said than done as well, because it's hard to do that in coverage.
No joke. Well, it's hard to do against Travis.
Yeah, especially if you want to run a kind of zone scheme, and you don't want to play just straight man against the Chiefs. You're gonna get diced up.
You're gonna get cooked. Yeah.
But man, I don't see anything. The Chiefs defensively, though, I don't trust them. I don't trust them, honestly, against this Jags team still.
Okay.
Mostly because, I don't know who's going to guard Christian Kirk.
Yeah, I don't either. But
McDuffie might, but I still don't exactly like that matchup. Also, if they can get Zay Jones against Watson, that is a matchup that they're going to absolutely try to
feast on. Yeah, exactly.
This is a hard game for me because I also know that the Jaguars could run the ball against you guys pretty well.
Yeah. It's the greatest quarterback that we've seen so far in NFL history versus the greatest prospect that we've seen finally turning the corner. So
yeah, I know.
That's why it's so difficult.
Yeah, because we're essentially just looking at both these guys and trying to figure out who's gonna be the quarterback for the remaining part of the 2020s. I think the 4 quarterbacks remaining in the AFC are the 4 best quarterbacks in the AFC.
No, Lamar.
Well, that are healthy right now.
Okay. With that distinction, agreed.
With Lamar, they're top 5.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson, you can put anywhere from 2 all the way down to 3 or 4.
Yeah, I still have Lamar over Herbert, and I don't care what he's able to do with nothing surrounding him.
Oh, Lamar Jackson is. I would honestly take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen.
Oh, definitely. No, yeah, exactly. I'm still Mahomes, Lamar, Herbert, Josh Allen, and then Joe Burrow. So who are you taking? Chiefs, Jags.
I mean the fucking Jags. I don't know why. They're gonna upset the Chiefs. I don't know.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. But I think they could. If the Jags come out and actually score early, they could give the Chiefs problems in this game.
Oh, definitely.
I think they can get pressure on Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he has consistent enough wide receivers to really make that big of a difference if they're getting consistent pressure and containing him.
Probably, but it
also comes down to how they guard Travis Kelce.
Yeah. If there's one guy you don't root against, it's Patrick Mahomes. If there's a second guy you don't root against, Travis Kelce.
So I'm gonna take it though. I'm telling you, I'm taking Jaguars 36-35. I think they're gonna come back. Okay. Last second touchdown, 2-point conversion.
Okay.
If it comes down to their offense on the field and your guys' defense at the end of the game, and they need a score to win,
yeah,
I think they take it.
We'll see. Or Trevor Lawrence might float it and have another bad interception. We'll see.
Hey, he's clutching the second half. I don't know. I do think you're probably going to be right on this one. I'm going to be wrong.
Yeah.
But I do, for some reason, in my gut, I just feel like the Jaguars can win this game.
I think they can, but I don't think they're going to.
Yeah. Probably not. But, anyway. I don't know, man. I also think the Chiefs have looked flat the past couple weeks.
No, what are you talking about?
They've been
30,
playing down the competition.
31-13 against the Raiders, dominated. 27-24 against the Broncos. I'll give you that one, but the Broncos still have a pretty good defense.
The Broncos put up points on you. That was the best game that Russell Wilson's had this season.
Yeah, I agree with that, no question. But
I mean, that's another reason. I'm saying your guys' defense is definitely the problem.
I certainly agree with that.
Like, I don't think that, like, your guys' offense is necessarily the problem. Like, outside of sometimes your guys' wide receivers can sometimes they'll get covered, and Mahomes has to kind of scramble for a little bit and hope someone gets open. It's usually Kelsey.
But you know what? He has such great vision that even not being the most athletic guy, he's able to.
Oh, also, you saw the drills that he was working on after the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So, but this game's going to probably be like that because this defense is built in a very similar fashion.
Yeah, except we have one of the best offensive line in football this year, so we'll see.
Oh, they're banged up.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you guys, and also the strength of your offensive line is definitely the interior three.
Yes, no question. Yeah.
The tackles, Orlando Brown Jr., great in the run game. Pass blocking, he is a liability.
That I completely agree with. Yeah.
I think the matchup of him against, like, if you can get, I think if Arden Key can get on him one-on-one even, you could take advantage of it.
Maybe. That's possible.
I think that's the only way the Jags win this game, though, is if they can contain and get pressure on Patrick Mahomes.
That's a big if. That's a big ask.
And if their offense can get out to a fast start. They can't get out to a slow start. They can't. Trevor Lawrence can't throw 4 interceptions.
Yup.
You have to win the turnover margin in this game, or just not to turn over the ball, period.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be cutting hairs because they're playing against the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right.
Oh, until like a year and a couple months from now. I think Caleb Williams is going to be fucking fantastic. I'm not saying better than Patrick Mahomes off the back, but I think he could end up being just as good.
Hey, man. Anything is possible.
I think he's definitely faster.
That, I hope so.
I hope so. Okay, let's go on to the next game, Giants-Eagles. So you told me before we even started the show that a bunch of, like, analysts were saying that they think the Giants are going to take this game.
Yeah, I was reading a bunch of, like, scouting reports and a bunch of sports betting analysts and a bunch. I think I don't think it was Fox, but one of the.
I like the Giants +8.
Yeah, same on that.
I think that's a fantastic value.
Yeah, but I was reading and so many people were saying, oh, you know, the Eagles are kind of banged up. Jalen Hurts' shoulder hurts, and their offensive line's a little banged up right now. I'm like, bro, you get paid to say this shit? Like, I don't get it. But here's my fun stat for this game. Boston Scott has 86 carries for 414 yards and has scored 10 touchdowns in his 8 games versus the Giants. What that means is he is the Giant Slayer.
Giant Slayer.
So, another one of my things that I did in every single one of my parlays today was I took a Boston Scott touchdown. Every single one.
I would honestly also I love Dallas Goedert in this game against the Giants as well. I think he can take advantage of their secondary and their linebackers and coverage. I think they're going to be very, very focused on trying to take away A.J. Brown, as they should be.
Yeah.
But also,
I agree with you.
I think I love Kayvon Thibodeau as a player. You know, he was my favorite edge rusher in this game. Him and Dexter Lawrence had great games against the Vikings.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be the same because this is the best offensive line in football.
Maybe in history, dude. They're nuts.
Fantastic. And also, Thibodeau is going to line up against the best right tackle in football in Lane Johnson.
Yep.
Or a 6'7", 350-pound freak in Jordan Mailata.
Yeah.
I think he's actually 6'8". The Jordan Mailata is fucking huge.
Massive. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, it's a bad matchup. The Giants are really going to have to rely on Daniel Jones getting out of the pocket.
6'8", bigger than I thought. 6'8", 366 pounds.
Jesus.
Jesus wheel. He only recently started playing football too. Jordan Mailata is such a cool story. Came from Australia and just recently picked up football and became a pro because they liked his athleticism. The Eagles signed him and they trained him up. And when Peters was just too banged up to keep playing, Mailata stepped in and he's been a fantastic tackle for him.
Yeah, no
What a great
joke.
time.
Yeah, that's
A fun story too.
I didn't know that. So my
Since once a podcast, I come with a random ass story about a player.
bro, no joke. Actually, I mean it's always good, valuable insight though, or just an interesting fact or story that you literally never would have heard elsewhere. So it's always good to hear. Yeah, I think the things to look at, it's much more on the Eagles side than the New York side. Boston Scott's stats against the Giants are obviously something that you can't overlook. I think it's really important to look at how the Eagles' running game is going to be able to establish against New York, and I think that in this game we are going to see Jalen Hurts play a little bit more conservatively than he usually does because that defensive line is very strong. That's definitely the strength of the New York Giants, and
But it's also the strength of the Eagles. I don't think
oh yeah,
that's a big matchup that I think a lot of people who are shaking the Giants are taking for granted is how good this Eagles defensive line is. Because how many guys they have 4 guys with 10 plus sacks and another guy who has 8. Fletcher Cox has 8 sacks. Javon Hargrave has 11. Brandon Graham has 13. Josh Sweat has 13.
yeah,
Hassan Reddick had fucking 18 sacks.
yeah. Oh, I know.
Legit guys who can get after the quarterback on this team. And they still have got a bunch of other defensive linemen too, with Linval Joseph and Donovan Sue, who are good at playing their role. Moan Williams, who can get after the quarterback a little bit as well. Like that matchup is gonna be what ends up winning this game for the Eagles against the Giants.
Yeah,
They're going to take advantage of how weak they are from left guard to right guard. And Evan Neal is going to have his hands full with Reddick, Sweat, and Brandon Graham. You know they're going to switch up and bring every different kind of pass rusher they have off the edge against a rookie right tackle.
Yeah, that is no joke. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think the thing with New York, both of these, ironically enough, are just going to be kind of the battle of the mobile quarterbacks. We're going to be able to see who is going to hopefully get it done for either side. I think probably...
Also, Gardner Johnson being back for the Eagles.
Yes.
Such a big win for them.
Yeah.
If you wanted to place a bet, I bet Gardner Johnson gets a pick on Daniel Jones.
I would believe that as well.
I think he's gonna pick him off. I'm a big Gardner Johnson guy. I think this is the perfect scheme for him to be in. I think he was all right with what he was doing with
New Orleans. Yeah.
I think having him play more of a role as a safety and occasionally going in the slot is much better than having him be just a straight up slot corner because he's more of a safety.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the nice part about the Eagles is that they have the depth to kind of be able to move guys around or see where people would be best fits. And I honestly think this is probably literally the best fit that he could have gone to. So.
Yeah. And Eagles are just so well ran.
Yeah.
I think they're the most well ran team in the NFL right now.
I would be very inclined to agree with that.
Yeah, because their roster is so consistently great.
And their future is so great with the draft picks that they're acquiring. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and they still have Jalen Hurts, and they still have him on a cheap deal, and they can. I would just keep trading back if I was them as well.
Yeah.
Keep accumulating more picks because you don't know. It just gives you more leverage when you have to negotiate a deal with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no joke.
And I'm straight up taking the Eagles in this game. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think the Giants are gonna be too much of a problem for them.
No, I would take them in a one-score game. Like, I have this somewhere around, like, 28-22, somewhere around there, but...
I think if the Giants make it a one-score game, I think it's like in garbage time. I
Yeah.
think when the Eagles already have it like put away,
Yeah.
they're already like 14 or 10 or something, and there's
Yes.
only like a minute and a half left.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
Um, but that's the Saturday games. Let's go to Sunday, Bengals Bills
Yeah.
game. The game that we missed out on.
Yeah.
I This is a game that everyone's excited to see. Bengals feel disrespected
Yeah.
by the NFL selling tickets to a possible neutral site AFC Championship game between the Bills and Chiefs, and people already buying so many tickets. I feel like I'm just gonna straight up say it. I think the Bengals are gonna take this game. I
Yeah.
think they match up perfectly against the Bills. Their defensive line can get pressure on Josh Allen and force him into turnovers. And offensively, I don't think they can stop the trio of wide receivers they have with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd.
Mhm.
And I think T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are both going to just tee off,
Yeah.
especially T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is good for at least 60 yards and a touchdown.
Yes. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. I literally taking T in every parlay today. That's T Higgins touchdown is one of my favorite looks today.
The Bengals getting so many points. I'm taking the Bengals with points. I don't care if it's light snow and 34 degrees in Buffalo. This
Yeah.
Bengals team was low key taking it to the Bills before DeMar Hamlin went down,
Yeah.
and I think they're low key gonna take it to him again.
Yeah, so my key matchups, the prediction is that Kyrie's just going to shadow Jamar. I don't really know how much I like that fit. I think
That's
just
fine. That's fine because he would low key toast him, like the entire game. Like that's fine. If you want to give him 1-on-1 against anyone on this team, that's fine. 'Cause they're not good enough to guard Jamar Chase 1-on-1.
no one is. Literally no one is.
Because Jalen Ramsey can't do it.
Yep.
I would say probably there's one corner that I think that can legit do it in the NFL, and I think that's Sauce Gardner.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, it depends on how much holding he's allowed to get away with, right?
No, it depends. In New York or Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Then
So,
Cincy, Jamar taking him to the woodshed.
oh, yeah, definitely. But,
Hey, something I love about Jamar Chase,
mhm.
it's never the first guy that tackles him or takes him down. I've never seen just one guy take him down 1-on-1.
You know
It's
what?
always
Yeah,
him breaking the tackle, breaking the guy off, or getting out of bounds,
yeah.
or multiple guys having the tackle.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't think I have either.
Dude is fucking low key muscular.
Yeah.
He's like 6'1", 200 pounds, but he's strong as fuck. You know, he's my favorite wide receiver in the NFL, obviously. And I don't think there's honestly a weak spot in this game.
So I think that if the Bills do manage to kind of take him away a little bit, you're still going to see Higgins and Boyd eat like you were saying, and I completely agree. I took Higgins for a touchdown in everything today. I think that's something that we're almost definitely going to see.
We could also see Tyler Boyd have a good game too, because
Yes.
I don't think they're good enough in the slot either to really defend him.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to really win too much in the run game, though, between Edmonds, Milano, and Oliver.
No.
Jordan Poyer is their X factor on defense, obviously. Yes. I think if he can help take away some of these wide receivers deep down the field, that can make this game a little bit more difficult.
Definitely.
Also, how their edge players play. Rousseau, Lawson, how they play against the backup tackles on the Bengals, because they're playing with two backup offensive tackles today with Jackson Harmon and Jay. Like, this is probably one of the worst case scenarios for them going forward, though.
Yeah.
Because the Bills' defensive line is very good.
Yes.
It just depends how good is Joe Burrow against pressure. He's very good against it, honestly. So that's why I'm still taking the Bengals in this game. I feel good about it.
Yeah,
honestly.
So I'm right there with you. My kind of key notes for the day were we're going to have to see how well Joe Burrow does with the offensive line. Completely agree. He is the most sack-prone quarterback, though. I mean, we see very, very few quarterbacks that get sacked more than he does. And you can say, "Oh, well, his offensive line is shit." You know what? Patrick Mahomes did not get that excuse in the fucking Tampa Super Bowl, so I don't want to hear it today, Bengals fans.
But, he did get that excuse. He did.
You know,
he got that excuse in that Super Bowl that his offensive line was banged up and injured. He got that excuse.
Well, I don't want to hear it today. I'm
offensive line was bad. I will say, he matchup for the Bills offensively, Stephon Diggs against any corner he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, playoff Gabe Davis. We'll see if he keeps rocking and rolling.
We'll see. Yeah.
Last week. We'll say whoever lines up in the slot, Hilton is going to probably take him away for the Bengals.
Yes.
Hilton, the linebackers and the safeties and the defensive line for the Bengals are all great.
Yes.
Eli Apple is very shaky on and off.
Yeah, understatement.
Same with Taylor Britt. So it really depends how they play on the outside.
Yeah, and that was something that I was kind of looking at. So something that we're so used to seeing from the Bills is really, really big playability. Like, you'll see them at somewhere around midfield, and then all of a sudden the camera will fucking zoom out, and you'll see Josh Allen just fucking fling the ball, and you're like, oh, well, there's a Gabe Davis touchdown, or there's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. But I think that's something that you really do have to look at in this game, because, like you were saying, the Bengals safety tandem is really, really good, despite their corners being doggy-doo. So
pretty much. And they also have a third safety they drafted out of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I am blanking on his name.
Well, while you're looking at that, so we need to see Joe Burrow with a quick release today if they have any chance of winning this game.
So Dax Hill is also a good safety. So Jesse Bates, Von Bell,
Yes.
Dax Hill.
Yes.
Von Bell and Dax Hill, Jesse Bates, they're all three good safeties that all get playing time with the Bengals.
Yeah, for sure.
With Hilton in the slot as well. Like they have a good secondary outside corners with Awuzie out for the season.
Yeah, rip. I was becoming a big fan of his too, but
I know, because that's something that I want to see the Bengals address in this upcoming draft class. This corner class is pretty solid. I would really like them to see them draft an outside corner or a wide receiver.
They're probably going to get the tight end out of Notre Dame, is my guess, but in the first round.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
But I really want to see him get another wide receiver to add to this, just because Jamar Chase is going to get buku bucks. Same with T. Higgins. You're going to probably have to let Tyler Boyd go. Might as well have another rookie wide receiver on a cheap deal.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they got another Ohio State guy. If they got Jackson Smith and Njigba. Like if they got him.
No.
There's no chance he's going to fall that far. Because I think the Bengals are going to win the AFC.
Hey, man. I don't.
Hey.
I'm hoping the Chiefs do, but...
What? Hey, man. I get it. It's hard to beat you. It would be hard to beat you guys 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible, but it would be difficult.
It's not, but it would be difficult. So, who are you taking? Bengals, Bills? I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I think... I'm really hoping the Bills win this one, because I know we can beat the Bills, but I think the Bengals do win this one. I think they just match up better. I think that the way that the game is going to be played, they're going to take advantage of Josh Allen's turnover proneness. But it's also really interesting because we saw some huge flaws from both of these teams last week. So it is going to just be really interesting to see which team is able to capitalize on those more. Will the Bengals' offensive line implode to the linebacker tandem of the Bills, or
will they and the defensive line, especially with Greg Rousseau?
Yeah.
Or will they rise to the occasion, be able to protect Joe Burrow, and can their wide receivers take advantage of the injuries they have in the secondary?
Oof, I don't know, man.
I'm still taking the Bengals. I think I'm riding with them. I think their defense is also good enough to contain Josh Allen. Yeah. I think they're the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, they're the most complete team. I don't know if they're the best team. I don't know if I'd say that. And I think the differentiation that I have is because
I think Patrick Mahomes had the best season this year, but I think Joe Burrow is probably the hottest quarterback right now.
That's fair. Man, actually, you know what? I might even contest that, but I'll let it slide. But
just because of the second half he had.
Yeah.
Maybe
Man, look, all I'm saying is I don't know. I think this is going to be a very close match. I
wanted to say about the Chiefs Jaguars game, by the way. But the way both their rosters are constructed, isn't the Jaguars just like Chiefs light? Just a diet version of the Chiefs.
Basically, yeah. Evan Ingram is Travis Kelce light. Yeah. That's
And Trevor Lawrence is essentially just on the team, just like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. For Bengals Bills, give me the Bengals 34-31.
Give me the Bengals 21-35.
Okay. Damn.
I think they're gonna clear the Bills, honestly.
Okay. This last one, I just noticed it's not even showing up on my graphic. Like when I save the graphic, the Cowboys aren't even showing up. And honestly, that's if we've learned anything about the Cowboys in the playoffs in the past 20.
They don't show up anyway.
Yeah, they don't show up anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
This is the most common matchup in the Super Bowl era in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I love the history behind the Cowboys and 49ers playing the playoffs. I'm so excited to watch this game.
Oh my god. I see a headline right here that says the 49ers are America's team if they destroy the evil Dallas Cowboys.
That's so fucking funny. Oh god. The cheapest ticket to this game is like $400.
I definitely believe that.
So the most expensive is $18,000 is the most expensive ticket right now.
The Niners have been to the Super Bowl twice since 1995, which was 2012 and 2020, and lost both times. And the Cowboys have not. So,
I think the 49ers are going to win this game. I think it's going to come down to the matchups on the outside with Brandon Ayuk against these corners. I think he's going to have a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to try to scheme up some ways to get Deebo Samuel out in space. They're going to try to get the ball out fast so Micah Parsons and his defensive line can't get home.
Yes.
This is a fantastic offensive line, by the way, by the 49ers. Trent Williams is the best offensive tackle in football, regardless of position. Glenn needs to still improve a little bit, but he's all right.
Yeah.
Just this run scheme, and they can just run the ball down anyone's throat, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the key thing to look at here is you're going to have to rely... If the Cowboys want to win this game, they have to rely on Dak, right? And that's not something that you want to see. Every game you want to see them establish a run game because... Typically, if you're relying on a quarterback to get everything done in a game, you're going to have mistakes. And what's the one thing that we talked about earlier? If you make mistakes against this 49ers defense, you're not going to get the ball back because they're going to ground and pound you. Because Dallas, while they have a great pass rush and defensive line, their interior defensive line you can take advantage of it with the run, or you can just play outside. And that's what we were talking about last night. Tony Pollard, hit some screens with Tony Pollard. Definitely get free, and if you can just hit it to the outside, if you can get in the outside lane and just go, you can really take advantage of this Cowboys defense.
Oh, well, Christian McCaffrey, not Pollard.
Oh, yeah, sorry, duh.
Well, yeah, Christian McCaffrey or even Deebo Samuel. I think Brandon Ayuk especially if you can get Brandon Ayuk against Diggs one-on-one, I think he can shake Diggs all day.
Yeah.
Ayuk is the best route runner on this team.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I had written down. I have Ayuk for 79 yards today.
Yeah, I think he can go for more than that. I think he can go for 80.
Okay, one more.
More than 80. I think I think he's going to be what ends up winning this game for them.
Yeah. It's very possible.
If what I think they're going to try and also do is have Micah Parsons line up a little bit more off ball and try to take advantage of miscommunication on different kinds of schemes and blitzes.
Yeah.
a bunch of different stunts as well. Just try to get a matchup against a guard and center because he's not going to beat Trent Williams one-on-one.
No.
That is a Hall of Fame offensive tackle
Yes.
you're playing against in his prime still.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you on that.
I think Brock Purdy's going to keep having a great game because Shanahan knows how to call a game for a quarterback.
Yeah, Purdy threw for over 300 last week, which is something.
Yeah.
And most of that came in the second half, too. So, as long as the 49ers can keep the game within reach, all you have to do is wait for Dallas to make a mistake and then count on the 49ers to win. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. I would take the 49ers by 7. I don't think it's going to be the highest scoring game, but I think the other key thing in this matchup, again, is both of these tight ends are going to be used to pass block. Dalton Schultz might have a better receiving game than I'm anticipating, but
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know why?
I think they're going to
Fred fucking Warner.
Yeah.
Fred Warner is the best coverage linebacker in the NFL. He locks down the middle of the field. I don't think Dalton Schultz is going to have a good game in this one, honestly.
Yeah, I think I had him.
Dre Greenlaw and
27 yards.
Yeah, he might get that just from like a bunch of checkdowns, but I don't think Dallas really matches up well against this team.
6 receptions, 27 yards. 5 receptions, 27 yards.
Especially if CeeDee Lamb is lined up one-on-one against Tre'Davious Ward during this game.
Good luck with that.
Former outside corner, who you guys should have let go. Him and Lamb are lined up one-on-one. I don't think Lamb's going to be able to go off.
No.
I think Ward can hang with T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, definitely.
Real matchup is going to be Lenore against Michael Gallup.
That'll be interesting.
Michael Gallup can get open a lot during this game. Dallas might be able to move the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, it's going to be hard because of guys like Hufanga who like to lurk and maybe take advantage of some quarterbacks' tendencies.
Yeah.
I think Dak Prescott picked off twice in this game.
Yes.
And I think Hufanga is going to get one of them.
Probably right there with you. I pretty much agree, yeah.
I don't give a fuck who's blocking him. Nick Bosa is going to get a sack, man. Nick Bosa is going to get home. I think the 49ers are going to win this 42-28.
Wow. Okay. That was...
Roll. I think their defense may even score a touchdown. I think this team is the best team in the NFL for a reason.
I agree with that, but I am not going to give them that many points. Dallas's defense is still nothing to joke around with. I have it at 38.
It's like Tiger defense.
I have it at 38-30.
If you can block up all the little schemes they want to do up front defensively, you can fucking terrorize them. Straight up. And they can block them. Like they can block them up front. They can legit take it to Dallas.
That is a fair assessment. I just don't think it's going to be that high scoring. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but
may not be. Or maybe Brock Purdy just lights it up. Christian McCaffrey has a great game too.
I think C-Mac has a great game.
What if C-Mac goes for 200 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns?
My God.
Then could you believe 42?
Oh, definitely, no question. Yeah,
who's gonna stop Kittle too?
Kittle's
been hot ever since Brock Purdy took over as quarterback.
My big projections for the week are I have Jerick McKinnon for 82 yards receiving, and I have C-Mac for 116 combined. But he'll probably go over that, but...
Dude, take advantage of who you have in coverage.
Yeah.
Van Der Esch and fucking Anthony Barr.
Yeah. I mean, if they line up C-Mac in the slot, it's over.
Okay, fine. It's even Curse. And Javon Curse, who's 6'4", and I don't think can actually hang with C-Mac in coverage.
No chance.
I think Curse is going to probably be who's on George Kittle most of the game.
Yes.
I do think that matchup's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe not for him in the run game.
No.
But then that opens up guys like Juwan Jennings in the passing game.
Yeah.
And obviously, best fullback in the NFL, Kyle Juszczyk, is going to be used a lot in this. I could see him helping out in pass protection.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad we're kicking off with Jags Chiefs. That's the only game we disagree on. So just a quick recap: Brando took the Jags. I took the Chiefs. We both think that the Eagles are going to run the Giants. We both agree that the Bengals are going to beat the Bills. I think it's going to be closer than you do. And then we both agree that the 49ers wash the Cowboys.
Oh, that was our first playoff recap of Pitch Pass Podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you guys are enjoying the playoffs as much as we are. We're having a fantastic time with it.
Definitely. Like, comment, subscribe, follow our TikTok. We are going to be posting TikTok content off-season, preseason, and fantasy and stuff going forward. Twitter, we're always tweeting. Remember what I said about Boston Scott? I tweeted that this morning, so definitely check that out.
And if there's anything you want us to talk about on the show, feel free to comment. Anything that you want us to talk about in the future, or maybe like a segment that you guys possibly want us to talk about during the off season, or maybe you guys want to highlight a team or position, just let us know.
Yes, for sure. That would be really fun. All right. Thanks guys for hanging out with us. If you made it this far, comment Fraud Bowl for
Fraud Bowl versus #Fraud Bowl.
All right. Peace out, guys.
All right.